Welcome to 3D farming.
So basically, we've got to start somewhere. Trying to make a decision on where to start was kind of difficult, but I think there's going to have to be some background on what's going on as well. So let's talk about this. If you look around right here, you'll see that this property right here has got some little mesquites in it. Right there, you see them? They're not hard to see. Those are what I've been working on getting rid of for years now. I mean, we're talking about 35 years or so of trying to just get rid of mesquites. It doesn't work out too well because you can never win. But our whole videos are going to be a lot about the farm and things it takes to work the farm, and there's going to be a lot of review on some of the on some of the things that we have around here. But like I said, we got to start somewhere. So let's start with just a little bit of a preview of things that have gone on. I started, I guess you could say, pushing these mesquites down. They were all about 10 feet or more tall when I first started. And I started pushing these mesquites down many years ago. And this has all been cleared out with just a standard old tractor. I mean, this is with a front end loader on it. I think I pushed a lot of it with a 930 case tractor, an old case tractor that had a front end loader on it. And I pushed and pushed and pushed on this stuff. And then we started shredding it. I know it's not a good idea to shred mesquite. I get it, okay? But you got to control this stuff because otherwise it gets to be 10 feet tall. It shades out every bit of the grass and you have nothing. And if you shred it while it's kind of young, you don't have quite the thorns that you have with the bigger mesquites. So say what you will about that. That's okay. I'm not here to try to teach anybody how to control this mesquite. The best way from my understanding, is mechanical control, which is going to be root plowing. Well, we couldn't afford to root plow. But if you take a gander around here, you'll find that I've pushed quite a bit of mesquite. And this is all pushed out with a tractor. None of this was pushed out with a bulldozer or anything like that. And if you keep going around here, you can see that quite a bit of property here was pushed out with just a tractor. But it took many years to do this. Well, in the process of doing this, there's some changes that are going to have to be made. And one of those things is I can't keep shredding this stuff, so we're going to start poisoning it. And we're going to be using an herbicide on it. And the herbicide that I'm using right now is called Relegate, which is basically an off-brand of Remedy. And we'll talk about that a little more maybe later. And I'm going to show you what I've bought and so forth. You know, I'm having to do this on a poor man's budget. We don't have, a bunch of money to be out, buying really high dollar equipment. And we'll talk about all that, and he'll show you the equipment I'm starting to use. So this is a field that we had mulched. We had basically what happened is a skid steer came in here with a mulching attachment on the front, and they mulched this entire field. And a couple other small areas that we have that was taken care of as well. This was so thick that you could not walk through this. There was no grass in here. The only thing that would grow under the mesquite was some cactus, and that was it. This field was very, very overgrown in mesquite. So we spent the money and had this mulched. Now I have to keep this under control because the stumps are still in the ground, the root systems are still in the ground. That's not gone away. That's here, and that will continue to grow and cause us to have mesquites again if we don't keep it under control. And I don't mean that we don't have mesquites, but I mean we'll have tall mesquites. We'll have uncontrollable mesquite. And so that's the key to this to me. And it's not the best, but look, you have to control it. And I think that's the best thing I can tell you is control that mesquite. Get out there, spray as much of it as you can, work it out, get rid of it. And that way you can keep the mesquite beans from falling on the ground and continue growing. Now these trees that you see in here, they'll be coming down. I'm going to take a chainsaw to them. We're going to turn them into firewood, but we're going to take a chainsaw to them and knock them down, and I'll spray the stumps as we go. So as we discussed in an earlier, this is the sprayer that we use to spray those mesquites out there. It's not an expensive sprayer. It's about $1,200 for this sprayer. I bought it at Tractor Supply. It is a Femco. It's a 60-gallon sprayer. But we're going to basically talk about this sprayer a little bit more and review this sprayer. But that's on the next video. So until next time, thanks.